Hey guys, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Team FMM, Flaming Marshmallons over here, and this is a new video on ban list speculation for September 2012. I put a lot of work into this. Hopefully this is probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy video. Going to try to analyze the past ban lists as well. I started out in the September 2009 ban list, and I analyzed and I looked over the world's top 8s, because it seems that usually the September ban list reflects on the top 8 at Worlds, whatever won and whatever topped. So I'll get started with the history of the ban list so far. September 2009, World's top 8 was Blackwing, GBs, and Blackwing. So obviously, and the new changes in the ban list were Dark Strike Fighter, which really Blackwings can make so easily. Card of Safe Return, Blizzard into stuff, and then synchroing. Card of Safe Return was broken. Crush Card Virus, Blackwings can use that really well. Black Rose Dragon went to 1, Blackwings. Gale, because it's a Blackwing. Those are really the biggest things. Call the Haunted went from 0 to 1 because Card of the Safe Return was getting banned. And that really signified, like, Rescue Cat went from 2 to 1. They really needed to hit the GBs and the Blackwings, and that's what they did. They really hit the Blackwings because they were obviously topping and winning everything. March 2010, which is technically the same Worlds winning, they limited Lumina from 3 to 1. So this is when Lightstorm is still doing really well, so they needed to really hit it. They limited Necrogron from 3 to 1. They really helped out Lightstorm's the Twilight version. Charge of Lead Brigade went from 3 to 1, obviously Lightstorms. And Honest from 3 to 2. Black Whirlwind from 3 to 2, just to kind of hurt Blackwings a little bit more. Royal Oppression. The Blackwing Vayu run, like people that didn't know the rulings, they heard that. Just to be real, Royal Oppression was really good. So they hurt like Blackwing and Lightstorm. So they kind of hurt like 3 to 4 decks in this format. 2010 September ban list. Top 8 was Frog FTK, Blackwing Still, Heralds, Blackwing, Frognarks, Blackwing, Frognarks, and Infernities. So to really hurt the GBs a little bit more, because they're still doing pretty well in TCG, they hit Rescue Cat to 1. And then because of the 3 frogs that top 8'd in Worlds, they hit Subsea Toad from 3 to 0. And they banned Brain Control Hyperstorm, which are just broken cards. They eliminated Trishula because Trishula is just really good. Black Whirlwind, they went from 2 to 1 to really kill Blackwings now, because Blackwings three players top 8 in the world, so they know it's a really good deck. Infernity Launcher, just for that one deck that topped, go from 3 to 1. Royal Oppression again goes from 2 to 1. That's really all that's notable, but they really killed off Blackwings as much as they could. And then the March 2011 ban list, they really hit Blackwings again. Kalut went from 3 to 1. And this is when they started kind of hitting a bunch of other random smaller decks. Gateway of the 6 went from 3 to 1, hit 6 Sams. Honest went from 2 to 1 for Lightstorm because there was a broken card. Dandelion went from 2 to 1 for Plant Synchro. Icarus Attack went from 3 to 2, that was a really big deal. That was the biggest destruction card. And Royal Tribute went from 3 to 2 for Gatekeepers. And Christie went from 3 to 2, which is fine. September 2011 ban list, which was the world top 8, was Agent Fairies, like a bunch of junk doppel decks, Machina Gadget, and 2 6-Sam decks. So to really kill off the Frog FTK, they banned Fishberg Blaster, which was understandable. It was a broken card in the FTK. Mindmaster, because Mindmaster was just a good card. They unbanned BLS. I don't know why. BLS is broken. Formula Synchron, it went from 3 to 1. It hurt Plant Synchron, Junk Doppel. 6 Sam. Shi En went from 3 to 1. Hurt 6 Sams. Lone Fire Blossom hit went from 2 to 1 for Plant Synchros. TG Hyper Librarian, just they hurt every single synchro deck, mostly to boost their XYZ sales. But at the same time, they really hurt the top tier decks. And then they semi-limited Summoner Mock because, you know, the intro to Utopia, so it was always a good card like that. Necro Garnet went from 1 to 2 because Lightsworns are really dying out. JD went from 2 to 3. Icarus Attack went from 2 to 3 because Blackwings they died off completely. And then they were like, alright, we'll give him 1 destruction card back, and then that's all you get. MST went from 2 to 3, so this is the format with MSTs. And then the most recent ban list that all of us know about, Glow Bulb, they killed the Plant Synchro deck. Went from 3 to 0. Spore went from 3 to 0 for the Plant Synchro. Trishula just banned because they wanted to stray away from Synchro into XYZs. Trapdashi because Trapdashi was a broken card. And then because Agent Fairies won Worlds, they hit TG Striker, which was the TG engine of the agents if they ran it at all. They hit TG Striker to 1, and Earth, Agent of Mystery Earth, to 1, which really, really hurt the deck. And then the semi-limited stuff with Lumina went back to 2, just because you can help out Lightsworn some more because they saw a lot less play. But you know, you want to put people to play Lightsworn some more because it's still a good deck. Marshmallon went from 1 to 2, helps some Lightsworns, or just helps some stall cards. Tengu went from 3 to 2, killed the Tengu plant format. E-Telly went from 1 to 2, helped some Psychics, or helped some, like, it actually ended up helping windups, but Shi En Smoke Signal went from 1 to 2 because they wanted to help 6 lands in lieu of the structure deck. And Call the Haunted went from 2 to 3 because we wanted to help with Exceeds, because if you Call the Haunted, it's easier to Exceed. And then this is my prediction, but as you can see, they usually hit average 2 to 4 decks. They hit it like really hard to the point where it's still playable, but not good enough to top anymore. Except for Blackwing, they just killed that off completely because it was topping 2 years in a row at Worlds. So, if really the biggest thing would be to see what happens at Worlds first. But this is my analysis before Worlds even happens. First thing on the ban list is Future Fusion from 1 to 0. Future Fusion is a broken card. It makes dragons OTK second turn, first turn. So it's a broken card. It helps heroes out. It can get the Alius and Boltman maybe into Grave and Miracle Fusion or something. It's a great card. And it can help out Dragoonities with the 5-headed dragon. Also, Dragoonities aren't a heavily run deck, but in general, Chaos Dragons and Heroes. And since Heroes are the second deck in OCG, they might want to just throw it in there to hit them. But Chaos Dragons are a really big deal in the TCG, and they're not doing terribly in OCG, but they're not really that big of a deal. But as you can see, they hit Tengu in the past format, and they could hit a TCG deck also. So Future Fusion goes down to 0. Sangan, because Tour Guide is so prevalent that if you hit Sangan, the deck becomes a little bit slower with the Sangan. With Sangan gone, you can use like Torbus or Fabled Kashana or something like that, but nothing is really as good as Sangan. If they hit that, if they finally just get it out of the way, it's not that big of a deal. So Sangan to 0 will hurt every deck that runs Tour Guide, which is pretty much everything since Tour Guide is so cheap now. And Heavy Storm, just get rid of it and bring back Giant Trunade, because Heavy Storm is really annoying, and Starlight Road is becoming less used, so might as well just use like Giant Trunade, and Giant Trunade is just cool. Limited, like I said, Giant Trunade go back to 1. I think Inzektor Hornet can go down to 1, just because Inzektors are the top deck in OCG right now, because Tour Guide is not in OCG, so Rabbit can't do well, Windups don't do as well, Chaos Dragons same. So Inzektors don't need Tour Guide, and they're the top deck right now in the OCG. So I think Hornet from 3 to 1 will stop the loops, and if you DD Crow that 1, you're kind of screwed unless you have the Leviair. And then Lightpulsar from 3 to 1, that'll hit Chaos Dragons because Lightpulsar is a broken card. It's a loop that gets you Red Eyes, Darkness Metal, which is a broken card in itself. It'll special summon Lightpulsar again next turn if you can't get over both of them, which is insane. And Royal Oppression to 1. Just be Royal Oppression. It's a good card. You might as well keep it. Semi-limited Dragonfly to 2. Inzektor Dragonfly to 2. It'll slow down the deck, but not completely kill it. Same with the Hornet, because you still have the Ladybug and the Hopper, and then Dragonfly you still have the Centipede. Dragonfly is a great card. You need it, yes, for the OTK, but it'll make it a little less consistent. Semi-limit Elemental Hero Neos Alius. Heroes are the second best deck in OCG. Such an amazing deck. If it hit Alius too, it'll slow it down quite a bit, but if you run a different build, it won't hurt as much. Carries the Mighty windups from 3 to 2. It won't kill the deck, but it will hurt it significantly. So, like, it can't get that many cards out of your hand, but it'll still do a lot. It'll still have really good field presence. Black Whirlwind from 1 to 2. Help Black Winds a little bit more, but stop there. Black Winds is still broken if they get any more help. Honest to 2, maybe just because they want to get some Lightstorm back out there. Lightstorm's a really good deck. Honest to 2 would make it a little bit more broken. Shi En to 2 because of the 6-stamp structure deck. Shi En's a broken card, so if they put it at 2, the deck will do really well. But I mean, this is a effect-based format, so it's not that big of a deal to have it at 2. Agent of Mystery Earth to 2, help agents back. It won't help it so much that it'll become a tier 0 deck like it was before, but it'll help so much that people will actually start wanting to run it some more. So you have the Gachis back and you have the Synchro back into play. Or they might just keep it out so they can promote their XYZs a little more. Marshmallon from 2 to 3 just because it's a bigger stall card. You kind of need some stall cards nowadays because of the big beaters like Chaos Dragons and stuff. And if Inzektors are going to get hit, they won't be able to pop as much. Summoner Monk to 3 for XYZs for level 4s. Destiny Hero Malicious for XYZs rank 6s, which is a great card. And Destiny Draw for the Destiny Hero Malicious draw engine. So those are my ban list cards. This is nowhere near complete. I'll have to, once Worlds passes, we'll see what happens and what tops and what wins. And I think that's going to be the biggest basis of what's going to happen to the ban list. So tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. And this is my September 2012 ban list.